The heated zone, I mean, it's we have two. That grew really fast. So the heated zone, that was some good times. So Tony, we loved hot yoga.
Yeah.
Right. So everything was like, all right, more heat, more heat, more heat. And then one day we went to the yoga studio in the Methuen space, and we grabbed a drill and 4 TRX mounts, and we found the studs in the ceiling. We drilled 4 TRX mounts into the ceiling, hung 4 TRX straps from the ceiling, cranked up the heat. And we did a heated TRX program in there, and Max Shred was born.
Yeah, I mean it's I would say hands down my favorite program.
Yeah.
One, the benefits outreach anything else. So one, the heat was awesome when we originally designed it, but then starting to we track and analyze everything
Right.
to a T. So tracking heart rate work, tracking beats per minute.
Wear monitors? Is that what
Yeah.
I saw on the screens?
Yeah, everyone,
Okay.
the grouping or our facility is strapped onto a MyZone, which basically gives us all their data.
Right.
So creating that heated zone, it was like, okay, yeah, it's great in the heat, but why? How can we what is the offering? So we started to really dive deep into this. What does the heat do to the body? We know that the heat elevates the temperature up of your core temperature up immediately. So activation of the muscle cells or activation to the physical body happens a lot quicker. One, because the core temperature is already up. Two, it creates faster blood flow to the muscle. So if you're doing a bench press with 50 pounds, the amount of contraction is going to happen twice as fast. So instantly, the pump that you have in the heat is going to be far greater than if you were doing it in another room or by yourself. Okay, so that was one thing. We started to realize that. We also found that it's a 15% increase in beats per minute.
Okay.
15%.
Yeah,
So
that's quite a bit.
what does that happen? Now all of a sudden, we're burning more. Same amount of time of work. And at the end of the day, sweat.
Right.
You can go to the gym, and I see it and I hear it all the time. Oh man, I did a great chest and tris workout. But I needed more. So I hop on the treadmill because you have to walk away with your shirt has to be a little sweat, or you feel like you haven't done anything. They leave drenched. But what it also does is when you're breaking down fatty cells, what happens is you go to get a deep tissue massage. Get a deep tissue massage, the first thing they do is they give you water. Why do they give you water right when you're done? To help flush down anything that's broken down.
Right.
We're doing the same thing. With the interval training, heart rate's up, heart rate's down. We burn and break down more body fat. Sweat allows the discharge. We teach them to nutrient up. We teach them to rehydrate. Here we go. So it's physical data that shows. And again, with the heat in anything, I go back to the massage. You get a massage. Let's just say they're working on your shoulders. The first thing they do before they do anything is they put you on a heated blanket, or they heat up the area. Is exactly what we're doing. So we're prepping the body prior to work, and it's really that simple. 1,000.
1,000.
So we have two. We actually have 3 studios.
Feels like
right?
1,000, right?
There are 3 studios that are heated, right? The yoga studio,
Yeah.
right, which has a varied temperature. If you're doing, power yoga with Jake or power yoga with Tony, our 5 a.m. classes, I mean, they're hot. We're at 104.
Okay.
All day long.
Yeah.
And we have a couple of instructors that do bring it to that heat, and then some are a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Right. But I would say, the yoga studio range is 85, 104.
Okay.
But we get that good sweat and that burn. Max Shred, always 95. And then Phase 16 is the second studio in the heated zone, and that's our cycle dominant program. So if you like spinning and cycling and things of that's the spot for you.
Okay.
But we wouldn't just do a basic spin class. It's really not what Drive does.
Right.
Right. It's been done before. It gets done all the time.
Yeah.
So our version of it, obviously has got to include dumbbells.
Right.
You can't be a Drive without a dumbbell.
Right.
Right. So we'll get you on the bike, get you off the bike. 16 phases, really strong, really great energy. Different ambiance. The lighting's always different. The heat's always good. And it's music based. So
I like it.
If you're into music, if you're into just bass pumping audio, Phase 16 is a spot for you.
Okay.
But again, it just gets back to that variation, Mike. You want to lift, we can lift. You want to cycle, we'll cycle. You want high intensity interval training, we can do that. You want to get outside and push some sleds, we got you.
So, I mean, I think it sounds awesome. Now, the classes run from what, 5 a.m.? Is that what you said? Or 4 a.m.?
So we created an early culture, okay? So we decided that we were going to say,
I've heard that. It's crazy.
5:30's been done, right? So our first we open the doors at 4 a.m. Our people are there at 3:30. 3:30 a.m. Okay, our people are there.
fucking
They show
middle
up,
of the
all
night,
of them. 3:30 a.m. we unlock the doors. All right, we turn the lights on.
Yeah.
We get the My Zones ready. We get the heats going. And then 4 o'clock we open. Our first guests start to come in around 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And then our first class begins. It loads at 4:15 a.m. and sells out
Every morning.
4:30 a.m.
Every morning.
Every morning.
Yeah, we start at 4:30 a.m. and we go classes on the 15s. So if you miss the 4:30, we got a 4:45.
Oh, really?
If you miss the 5, we got a 5:15, and then we just keep going on the 15s all the way through.
That was a great story. We're back in Methuen. It was 5:30. It was always 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we couldn't accommodate that grouping anymore. It was just too many people at 5:30. So we're like, all right, let's try like a 5:15. And then I remember, it was clear as day. I remember when we decided to go to 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, that means we're up at like 4. So 5 o'clock, I mean, and then we went to 4:45.
Right.
We're at 4:30. And we're there.
Yeah.
You know, we're opening the doors in the morning. We're in there teaching classes.
And so you guys are still teaching classes all the time?
Oh, yeah.
We're there.
That's
I'm
awesome.
there. I get into the facility every morning at 4:45.
Right. Do you live nearby?
I live nearby, yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah, I live right in town.
I was going to say you should.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's we're there, and it's being part, that energy in the morning especially. I would say at all time frames, but the mornings are different. Before 7 o'clock in the morning, we'll put about close to 250, 300 people just through class. Not anyone doing,
Not in the open gym
not
area?
in the open gym. That's just classes. Before 7 o'clock, we've already put close to 300 people.
So how many classes are running at a time?
Well, they go on the 15th, so at any time you could have all. We have 9 studio spaces, but
And they're all going.
they're all going. They just go. If there's not something going on, we're deep cleaning them,
Yep.
and then we just turn them over.
Wow. Awesome.
know?
And what, you sign up online beforehand? Is that the way it works?
Yep. Yeah, we have a registration system. So
Yep.
you register for the class that you want. You come on in 15 minutes before class. They put you in. We give a dynamic warm up before every single class.
Okay.
Right. So if class starts at 5 a.m., you load in at 4:45. Instructors there giving you a dynamic warm up. We start class promptly at 5, and you're out of there at 5:55. And chances are you burn 1,000 calories. The sun hasn't even come up yet.
That's awesome.
And you get a head start on the day.
That's great.
And the productivity is there, right? You get that workout done, your body is awake, you're alive, you're ready to start your day.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So you're finding success not only physically, but emotionally. When you get to work, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
When the kids are waking up, you're ready to go.
Yeah, you're back. You know what I
So
mean?
it's a very, very healthy culture for many. It works for many, and I think that's why we see so much success at that time frame. And again, it's a time frame that we created, right? We always say we got to make hay when the sun's shining, right?
Absolutely.
So, let's create something that hasn't been done yet. Let's give people an opportunity to try something a little bit different.
Yep.
And it worked.
So in that case, I bet those classes are pretty tough to get into, right? If they're all
In the
all
past, yeah.
early
but-
in the morning.
Yeah, in the past, of course they were, because
Yeah.
we didn't have the space.
Right.
Now, I keep telling members now, stop signing up at night because you can get into any class in the morning. They book up quick in the morning, but there's still always
Meaning
an
what?
opportunity.
Actually, the morning you want to come?
Yeah. So I had a conversation with an individual this morning and was
Yep.
like, stop worrying about signing up at night. If you came in just this morning, everything is open.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so there's opportunity.
That's great.
And when there's not, and we find ourselves with our back up against the wall, we'll just add more.
Yeah, you just adjust.
We can add more.
Right.
Yeah.
And candidly, there are some classes that are a little more difficult to get into others.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
and that's fine.
There's
But
a
there's
demand
always
for them. There's time slots that are busy.
There's
That's
always an alternative.
Right.
If you're trying to get into, Tony's Wednesday morning yoga or my Friday morning 5 a.m. yoga, you might have to, hustle to get in there.
Yeah, but
but
you know what though? How many people are in the class?
36.
Okay, 36 people get in. So figure out a way to get yourself in.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean?
That's
Yeah,
the
you
thing.
sign up early
Yeah.
and do whatever you got to do.
But for them not to be able to get into a class is no. If you wanted,
happen.
like you said, there's might be certain.
Right.
It's the same as like if you wanted to buy tickets to a concert,
Yeah, anything.
right?
Anything. That's understandable.
They go quick.
Right.
Tickets go for sale. You better be on the phone and getting your tickets. If they don't, you go to the next show, hopefully. If not,
It sounds like you're about the same age as me, on the phone trying to get
Right.
the tickets. That doesn't happen anymore.
Doesn't happen.
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
right.
it's like, the new tickets are coming out. It's like 1995, and they're dialing the phone, you know?
right.
Yeah, no, I'm not dialing the phone.
So that's interesting because I think back in like maybe 2000, like the summer of 2015, as we were making the transition from the Methuen location to the Salem location, we didn't have like the technology for registrations.
Yeah.
And And then, so all these people kept showing up in the morning at 5 a.m. for these classes, and we didn't have the capacity.
Right.
We didn't have the room. So we're sitting there and we're like, all right, what are we gonna do? Like, all right,
What are we gonna do?
we're gonna field phone calls at 7 p.m. the night before, and then the first 36 people to call.
So you just open it and take the calls?
We just take the calls, right? So our front desk staff would take the calls, and the first 36 people to call got into class. And that's how we were doing the reservation.
Yeah.
It pissed a lot of people off, by the way. But
Because you couldn't get in.
because you couldn't get in.
It was busy.
And the busy
Right.
signal was hilarious. I remember Facebook messages, at the time,
Yeah.
people doing screenshots,
Yeah.
I called Drive 158 times trying to get it to Max Shred tomorrow morning. It's just not happening. So, those are learning curves and
That's growing pains, so that's all that is. You know what I mean? As you grow, shit happens. Then, like you said, you add more space. You do different things,